Welcome everyone to our Sunday evening meditation, wherever you are. Maybe it's the afternoon, it doesn't matter. We're here together and we're so glad that you're here. And I'm Juna,
Sabina.
and we're from Synergy in Motion. And we begin with a weekly energy forecast based in human design, gene keys, and the original I Ching as inspiration. And then Sabina leads us in a meditation. So this particular week that we're in, it's already been a couple of days, and it's called the Hexagram of 4, and it's called Youthful Folly. And I love that. You can tap into when you were youthful and the youth that you know, or the beginning of something, and there's that kind of can-do attitude, and you don't know everything yet, so there's a kind of an innocence, and there can be a bravado, there can be an excitement, and it's that youthful energy of looking for the answers, finding the answers, having an answer. It's called the beginning of the logical process. So it's trying to figure out if it's this or if it's that, and it wants to know something. And so tap into your energy of wanting to know, is it going to turn out all right? Or, this is also a quarter of relationships. So if you're in relationship or thinking about getting in relationship, are they going to be the one? Are they the answer? Is this new job everything that I've been looking for? So it's about the answer, but it's the beginning. An answer is always a beginning. It's a possibility. And I guess the wisdom to impart this week is to not to have to come to mental certainty about anything, but to really always be in the question. And just check in with yourself. What have you become certain about, or the need for certainty? Like, I need to know that this is going to work. And, most of us are a bit seasoned in life. I won't say, maybe some wise crones here in the audience. And you kind of know, yeah, like it's not just black and white. There are many possibilities and many shades of gray and many ways to work this out. So you can have the theories and you can have the formulas, and it is about making the formula, finding the answer. And the bottom line is there's a juiciness and excitement about finding the answer and having that knowing, but don't stop there. Keep going. And we have the symbol in the Chinese I Ching is wind over water. So this is like wind is flowing and fluid, and water has this movement toward it with it as well, different than mountain or earth that we've been in the last quarter. And so wind and water is this fluidity. And when you try to come to a mental solidity, that's where, or try to understand it with your mind, or make a decision from your mind and get it right, you can feel how stilted it is and how stuck you can get in that. Whereas this is about surrender and go, okay, so this is the answer today, but what could it be tomorrow, and what else might unfold? So I think you get the energy of that. And this week, just look into your life where you might, have come to certainty about something, mental certainty, and really drop down into your belly, into your body's knowing, and know that there's these two components, this, the mind that just always wants to know and to maybe hold on or get it right. And then there's the body that has this kind of this juicy wisdom, and how can you be with this together? And the cool thing about this youthful folly is that it works. Like, when a teenager just knows what they know, and they can get away with a lot, they can do a lot of things, and it's exciting and fun. And there's that quality of joy in having the answer, and in having that youthfulness. And it's the dance of the fool. Like the beginning, you don't know everything, so try this, try that. So if you're at the beginning of a new job, you're at the beginning of a relationship, a beginning of a project, just watch your mind at how it wants to hold on and lock in, and then just take a breath, and then be the wind over the water and find that movement and surrender to the dance of life that wants to dance through you.
Mm-hmm. And also with that useful folly, like really having that joyfulness be also your guide, right? It's not just trying everything out, but letting that guide you, like that life energy that flows through you, guide you like a child. Oh, I want to try this. And as soon as it goes, you don't get any broccoli or spinach into a child if they don't want it, right? So be like that as well. If it doesn't feel right to you, spit it right out. No hesitation there either. That's part of this picture.
I think we're painting a picture here.
Yeah.
Yeah. And as always, there's so much to say about this. It's such a rich, the I Ching itself is such a rich topic for exploration. And then we've got the human design and gene keys and how those are two kind of riffs off of it. And we've got astrology and quantum physics and all of these things in it. And maybe we could talk a whole year on this particular hexagram. So it is, we're just giving you a little morsel and something to chew on this week and to open up to this youthful folly.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful.
So,
thank you.
Yeah.
Great. So if you wish, you can turn your camera off and just take a moment and allow your body to find a position that is comfortable. Laying down, sitting down, walking around, whatever works for you. And while you do that, allow your breath to become longer and deeper. And on your out breath, really let go and arrive home with yourself in the present moment. Take a couple of those conscious out breaths and allow the in breath to come naturally. Really breathe in and on your out breath, let go. You can even sound if that helps you to let go. Letting go of everything that prevents you from being present in the here and now. And as you become more present and create more space for you in the present moment, also become aware of your in-breath and consciously bring in the new, that new breath that you've never taken. Allow it to flow into your body. Like every new moment, your new breath brings new possibilities. Bring it in with as much awareness as you have. And let it nurture your body. And then with your out breath, let it go. And really be aware to fully let it go on your out breath. What would it be to not hold on to your breath or anything? Just to breathe in life and let it go. And in becoming more present and allowing life to flow through you with your breath and energy, become aware of your space, the space of you. We call that your sacred space. The energy in which you are home. Your sanctuary, your safe haven, your space of nourishment.
And your sacred space is a space of being where you're 150% safe to be you. And there's no need to have to be anything, do anything other than what you are, where you are, who you are in this now moment.
And with your breath, allow that to flow into you. And really perceive the safety you're creating for yourself here. You could almost call it a different kind of security when you're with you and you're true to you. And from this space, connect with your life. Just from a bit of a meta position, look at your life. All the areas where you're trying to find certainty and security in the mind, of fixing problems, having certainty in the right answer, being sure about what was in the past, trying to find the right thing for the future. The daily ins and outs of worry, doubts of the mind, keeping you busy and sometimes distracted from this sacred space of you. And it's not a bad thing, just be aware of it, be present with it while you're in yourself, home with yourself, in your sacred space. And while you're present, also connect with your heart, your energetic heart, your capacity to love and care. And for a moment in time, just allow that love to flow into the busyness of your mind trying to find certainty, including, excluding, calculating, computing, all those things the mind does, sorting, judging. Just love this wonderful story your mind tries to create while you are in your sacred space, home with yourself. And with that space and that love, just invite your mind to join you, to relax, and to let go of the burden of having to figure it out. Allowing your mind to joy of playing, exploring different possibilities, but not having to come to certainty. Your knowing sometimes brings you that space of certainty. Your mind rarely, if ever, does. So allow it to be free, playful. Allow it to be confused, allow it to be clear. Never expecting your mind to come to certainty. And again, connect with your life. How would your life be if you released yourself from the pressure to become certain, to get it right in your world, whatever that is? What if you allowed yourself to be exploring possibilities, discovering possibilities, observing possibilities, getting messy with possibilities, whatever works for you in the moment. Just in this moment, give yourself permission to be childlike, innocent, And with this childlikeness, perceive how there's another energy, another quality arising, the energy of forgiveness. Because when you flow from moment to moment, from possibility to possibility, not holding on to anything, you dance with what is, you flow with what is, and forgiveness will always be present with you. So take this moment and allow this forgiveness to free you from all the blame and the shame, the regrets and the guilts of what was, what could have been, what should have been, what you might have done, all that mind chatter. And just allow forgiveness to bring healing and completion as much as possible. And together, let's allow this forgiveness, this loving forgiveness to overflow. And let's be like children dancing in the world, spreading this love and forgiveness around wherever it is required. Particularly in those situations where there's such strong rights and wrongs and separations. Let's just see that forgiveness, presence in the moment, opening to possibilities into those situations without attaching to them. Just put a little fairy dust there and move on. And then become aware of your sacred space again. And let's focus on the next week. And let's sprinkle some of this youthful exploration of possibilities in the present moment that already carries all the forgiveness in it for all the things that we think might be a mistake or might be wrong. Just give yourself that space of the youthful folly in the next week and beyond. And allow yourself to be surprised, maybe not with what you do, but how you do what you do. Find new ways, new possibilities in the ways that you do things, that you meet people, that you be. Thank you for being an amazing, miraculous adventurer in this wonderful life on this beautiful planet. Thank you.
Thank you. So, well, so we're at the end of our meditation. It was beautiful. Thank you for taking us into the sacred space, that space where we're totally us and have that nurturing and that safety. I think it's so important just to have that. And thank you again for joining us live. And for those of you listening in the future, we really appreciate you being here. And
if you want to join us live, you can always do that.
You can just go to our website, synergyinmotion.info,
and sign up. At the Sunday evening meditation.
Yeah. So we can open up, you can unmute yourself if there's anything that you'd like to say now, gratitude, comments, questions, anything.
And for those of you who just slip out, have a wonderful week.
Yeah, that's good too.